That's good to know. That's good to know. It's a good potato salad.
Yeah, now I know that I can buy it from there and it's edible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Potato salad's a hit and miss.
Yeah, you know what? That's true. Because I have relatives, okay, on holidays. Like usually the same person every holiday kind of brings the same thing. Like, okay, aunt, whatever is in charge of this food every holiday.
Yeah.
And the potato salad was always done by my grandmother. And it was kick-ass. But she passed. So then my aunt started doing a potato salad, and it sucks. Like, and nobody has the heart to tell her, like, hey, aunt, your potato salad really sucks.
Just bring KFC to the next gathering.
In fact, nobody has the heart to tell her that any of the food she brings to the holidays totally sucks ass. She brings this green bean casserole thing.
That's the worst, man.
It looks like someone got a bunch of ranch dressing and grinded up a bunch of grass and like put it in a bowl. And she brings it every year, and then she'll come and like, yeah, add some new stuff to it. Like, oh god, what could you have done? It's a lie by them. But yeah, potato salad, depending on how you make it, and it could be hit or miss. You can have really gross potato salad.
I think the one that I just had a little bit of onion in it, but it wasn't a lot. So it was a bit crunchier than usual.
I like it crunchy.
It was good.
Yeah.
I don't like the potatoes being crunchy. That freaks me out.
Oh, no, yeah.
That's all wrong.
A potato itself, unless it's a chip, shouldn't or a crisp as you would call it.
I thought you were on about fries. Sorry.
You see, that I did the global translation.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
That's the only time it should be. But then again, I mean, French fries and chips could also be crunchy at times as well.
Yeah, but there's a difference between like being crispy on the outside and sort of soft on the inside. Those are always the better ones.
Yeah. I kind of like soggy fries.
Oh no.
No, dude, what?
What? Just fuck off. Like soggy to a point. Like not like, oh, it's soaking wet. Like I just ran it through the shower. But like,
okay.
But that's like it's kind of softer, and I can like dip it nice in the ketchup and just
sort of like McDonald's fries.
Exactly like McDonald's fries. That's what I'm thinking.
Have you ever had a milkshake at McDonald's and chips, and have you ever dipped chips in the milkshake?
I knew you were going there with that, and
Oh, amazing! It's so good. I can't eat it anymore because it's got like some sort of animal fat in the milkshake, so I can't have that anymore. But when I used to eat that all the time, it was amazing. Even though it sounds super weird.
It does sound super weird. That's like
that's so good.
I have friends who like dip chips, well, crisps, in Nutella.
Oh no!
And
what?
And
no.
And like their logic is like it's like, oh, it's sweet and salty. Like I mean, like you like a chocolate covered pretzel, but like
right.
But like you take a potato chip and you're dipping it in a hazelnut chocolate spread. It's kind of
we have like chocolate over here, which is sort of on a trial run at the minute, and it's sort of chocolate with a cracker in the middle of it, and that's really good.
Yeah, no, that kind of stuff's good. Like we have over here, well, it's more of a local like thing. It's made here, like kind of like out of town a little bit. They're called club sandwiches, and like they're chocolate covered like Keebler club sandwiches, like they're club crackers, and like sandwiched with peanut in the middle, like peanut butter. I can't fucking talk that. Peanut butter in the middle, and it's like a sandwich, like all covered in chocolate. It's the most delicious thing. I love them. They're like 30 cents a piece. Like it almost feel like you're in the old times. You can just go get candy for like a quarter. But not that I know what it's like to live in the old times. I'm just saying. I mean,
you were there.
I was.
Yeah, let's just be real. Bill's immortal.
Yeah, I've been around.
I'm really hungry now. Oh.
Yes, I wish I had a club sandwich. Like there's, yeah.
I wish I had American food back because you guys with your food.
Yeah,
It's excessive and it's awesome.
pretty much.
See, usually people would make fun of us for that.
No, but you can have like when I got a Chipotle burrito when I was over in Florida. It lasted me like 3 days. I just had it for dinner every day, and it was cheap food that
Yeah.
lasted for a long
Yeah.
time.
You can get cheap food with large portions here,
And if
and
you live over here where I am, everything's 24 hours, which is more ridiculous.
Oh, I'm so jealous. It's like
They're like-
everything's closed on a Wednesday around here because I'm from a
Like-
mining town and we never had a Saturday off, so we always have Wednesdays off, and it's really obnoxious.
interesting. This is the history cast.
Yeah, man.
Welcome everyone to the Permadeath podcast, episode 9.
I feel like we start off talking about food more often than not.
It happens because food is the universal language of love. Is that a real quote?
That sounds like a real quote.
Now it is from
If
you.
it's not,
I think
Conway,
I
2014.
think somebody said that one. So if they didn't say it before,
Wait, food
Go
is the
Conway
language of
2014.
love.
yeah, like food is the universal language of love. I
The
think
universal language.
I think that's a thing.
Quote.
Well,
I'll Google this.
okay.
I think it's just food is a universal language, not of love.
Well, it is. Well, it is now.
Yeah, we can talk about it, even though when you say chips, I get confused and think you're talking about fries sometimes. It's okay.
Yeah. Chips, fries, crisps.
Oh, you have over there, the best thing I ate, and it's the stupidest thing. I had a packet of marshmallows, but they were vegetarian, and they were the first marshmallows I'd had in about 6 or 7 years, and they were amazing. They
Vegetarian
were really good.
marshmallows.
They were called like Dandy's marshmallows or something.
Huh.
Let's have a look.
I do like marshmallows.
Dandy's marshmallows. Yeah, they were
I like-
vegan marshmallows that
I
were
like-
vanilla flavored, and they were awesome.
Nice.
I like me some s'mores.
Is that where you like melt them between chocolatey crackers?
Yeah,
We
you,
don't have
you,
those over here.
you roast a marshmallow, and then you take 2 graham crackers, and you take like a piece of a Hershey bar or your preferred bar of chocolate, and put it in between 2 graham crackers, and it's just melty and it's awesome. And
Remind me to never go to Europe, by the way, because apparently their food sucks.
We have fish and chips, and we have a lot of curry places. Surprisingly, we have a lot of Indian food over here, so it's not great. Like our food culture is crap.
There you go.
how come?
Well, it seems like Americans eat out a little bit more than we do, to be honest.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Like, we have a lot of Chinese places, and you can get fish and chips, which is very British, apparently. Even though I had fish and chips while I was over in America, fish and fries, whatever.
Oh yeah,
And
you can- yeah.
it was way better than any of the stuff that I'd had in this country, and I was like,
America, #1.
well, I guess I'm gonna move to America for my fish and chips.
Yeah.
And we
Okay.
have a lot of Indian food, so like your curries and stuff like that.
Interesting.
I don't know why it is exactly. We've just got a really, really crap food culture here. We have pizza too, by the way.
That's all you need.
I'm just looking at this empty
So-
Domino's box on the floor, like, oh yeah, we have pizza too.
The actual quote is pizza is the universal language of love.
Yeah.
Pizza.
Pizza is the universal language of food, the universal language of love, the universal language of Kubo.
That's mostly just me.
Kubo, you go to the most exotic food places I've ever seen in my life.
Every time I go on
My
Twitter, I
Instagram
see
box-
like, oh,
Dude.
Korean barbecue, and I'm like, what is this?
You do, okay, is you get a job where they have a lot of food meetings. That's literally like 30 minutes before this, I was at a lunch meeting, all right, and we were at Panera, or not Panera Bread, Boudin, like the San Francisco sandwich place. So
Yeah, I don't know what that is. You gotta...
basically chicken pesto sandwich on a fresh sourdough baguette.
Yeah, I was at Boudin, you know, that fucking sandwich place down in San Francisco.
Yeah, I forgot you live in the middle of nowhere. Sorry.
I just know what Boudin is. I got it all.
I feel like I ate at totally scrub tier places. Like I went to Applebee's and I was like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, so we have clients want to hire you. You know, there you go. You get good food.
Boom.
End of story.
America, here I come.
Yeah, there you go. Become the #1 YouTuber over here. People will be buying you Applebee's all the time. Because people live
I'll go
off
for
of
some
it.
Applebee's. It's
You
pretty
know,
good.
Go.
do you know what franchise I don't like? What food franchise I don't like?
What's that?
I mean, it might just be because I had just one bad experience there, but because I think you go there sometimes, Kubo. I think Olive Garden.
I mean, it's yeah, kind of
Like,
pricey.
yeah,
But
and
it's like really got really expensive, like really fast.
they gave me really cold Alfredo, and like it was really weird. Um, because I felt awkward like asking like why is this cold? Because I'm not the kind of guy who like I'm not
Right.
the kind of customer
Right.
who's like
Take this back.
confrontational. Like yeah, I know these people don't fucking like that job. Like they don't. The chefs at Olive Garden aren't like I'm so fucking proud of my work. Like it's fucking Olive Garden. Like they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like they go home and they watch fucking Cake Boss and they don't give a shit. But like unless I mean, listening to this as a chef at Olive Garden, you're very proud of your work. I mean, I don't want to
They
offend.
probably weren't serving
I
Bill
love your
food.
breadsticks.
Yeah, the breadsticks are about the only thing like I can eat at Olive Garden anymore and be like, okay, yeah, the compliments to the chef on his bread. But like, yeah, I got really cold Alfredo, and I didn't want to be like, waiter, like it's just cold, because like it's not even the waiter's fault, because like I work in retail, and I know like what it's like behind the scenes, like when you get a shit customer who thinks you're the one who's in charge of everything, like.
Right.
Yeah, can I just say, I wish all customers had that mindset, like it's not the server's fault.
Yeah, they need to get a job in some kind of customer service position or service industry job to realize that. Like especially like even now, like when like at Dollar Tree where I work, okay, we don't accept returns. Like not returns. Yeah, you can't get a cat. First of all, it's a fucking dollar. One. I like the people come in there and try to return one thing for their money back, and like are flabbergasted at the fact that it's company policy where we don't do cash refunds, are so
What if
unbelievable.
people tried to return? I don't understand.
I couldn't
For a
use this.
dollar.
I couldn't use this lasagna pan. It was too small. Okay, well, it's made a really cheap tin. You paid $1 for it. Just find some other use for it. I'm sure you could make something that fits in it. Like,
You
what the
could
hell?
put plants in it. You could make a little herb garden.
If people are going to the dollar store to buy a lasagna tin, let's be real. They're not making their own lasagna, first of all. Their Stouffer's frozen lasagna did not fit into the lasagna pan when they transferred it there, okay? That's the real complaint, Bill. Let's get that straight, first of all, right?
Well, anyway, yeah,
Hey, I think we're missing someone, by the way.
they get
We should
really.
mention that.
Oh, yeah, Yoker almost on here. They get really pissy at me when I go, oh, the Ebby just go bye.
I don't know. Yeah, looks like she did. Keep going,
Um,
Bill. No, we got to keep going to this rant. She'll join the call if she can.
Anyway, yeah, so like, I tell them like, oh, we only do like exchanges. Like if it's only $1. So like the trade-off isn't like difficult. Like, okay, you want to return this pair of socks, just grab something else for $1 and just walk out of the store. Like just let us know. Like there's no rigmarole, there's no process. But when I tell them they can't get their money back, like they act like I'm King Dollar Tree and I'm bringing the hammer down. And like I'm the one who made it. So I have to show them the back of the receipt, and I'm like, look, it says right here. Because then they give this to me. They go, it doesn't say that anywhere on the receipt. And then it's like, well, if you turn it the fuck around, you would see it says in big red letters, sorry, we do not accept refunds. So, so I love it when like there's a smart ass customer and you can prove them wrong. But like at Olive Garden, like I don't want to be a guy like, oh, take this back. So I ate it, but I mean, like, I'll never really go there again because, like, for my money, I can get better stuff. But there's some franchises I really like though. Like I really like Logan's. I don't know
Never
if
heard of it.
I don't know if I wonder if that's just over here on the East Coast.
What kind of food is it?
It's like burgers and steaks and
Okay.
like a Roadhouse kind of thing.
Yeah, it's probably
But
just over there then.
yeah, they have
Those are
really
pretty rare over here.
they have really good burgers, and they keep like continue. They're one of those places that like just keeps giving you like free little things. Like one, there's buckets of peanuts on the tables that you can eat, and just throw the shells on the floor for some reason.
Okay.
And then they keep bringing you these hot, fresh, like buttered buns, like over and over again, as long as you want them.
Okay.
So it's really good. I always start off with some chili. I dip the buns in the chili, and then I get this burger that comes with fried cheese on it. It's not the healthiest thing you're ever gonna eat in your life.
It doesn't sound
Okay,
it.
it's a very heavy burger, and the fried cheese is about the same size as a patty of burger.
There you go.
It's
America.
massive. It's massive. I feel like I'm gonna die
Right.
like halfway through it, but I'm paying for it, so I eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
I like
So-
Logan's a lot.
So we have a place like that over here. It's pretty much exactly what you just described, but with the Orange County twist, it has mandatory valet. I'm not even kidding you. Imagine, like, just describe what Logan's looks like. It probably just looks like, just general, like, generic, like,
Everything's made of wood.
wood, right? Yeah, like, it doesn't look that fancy, right? It's just a
Yeah.
building, whatever. But then literally just add a mandatory valet for some weird reason, and we have that place down here. It's called Johnny Rebs. I don't know why.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't understand it, but that's the Orange County twist that they put on it.
Valet. When you go like to the DMV, do they valet your car?
Yeah, I wish.
What
Can
was
I
it?
just say,
Yeah.
the thing that I liked the most about American food and eating out was the service that you get, because I believe, I'm not sure, that waiters get paid with tips, basically. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, they get paid.
They have an
Yeah,
hourly wage
Yeah,
and tips also.
They get an hourly wage, but it's not as high as minimum wage. Like they get paid a waiter's wage, which I think is like $3 or $4 an hour. At least in Pennsylvania, and then they get tips, which you can make a killing if you're in the right place and you're not a shit person.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like people actually put effort into their work
Yeah.
because of that. Because, like, you don't get that sort of service over here. Like, when I went to this place called Margiano's, I think, it's like an Italian restaurant. I was like, I'm a vegetarian and I can't see anything I can eat on there. And the waiter was really nice and was like, just let me know what you want. We'll make something up for you. It's not a problem. And I was like, this is the best. I would have just not eaten if this was in England because it would have been too much trouble.
Never going to England. Once again, I'll say it again. Never going to England.
Hey, if you like fish and chips, yeah.
Yeah.
Go to
All right.
Applebee's.
Welcome to the Permadeath podcast, where we talk about video games and the
Mostly
industry. So how you guys doing? Obviously, Yokorama is not here, or he would have definitely chimed in about Taco Bell already. The
Or
man,
that obnoxious laugh or something.
the man works a rigorous schedule, pounding out those hours. He's a school teacher.
Yep.
And they have him down there. He teaches a lot of after school stuff, like programs for like underprivileged kids. So he's
And
always
because
down.
your kids are a bunch of brats, he
Yeah.
comes back home every day and just swigs vodka down
Yeah,
until he's drunk.
I mean,
and comes on our podcast drunk and Manga Pod.
Yeah, there's a
Thanks.
reason. There's a reason why he is the way he is, and I mean, like, teaching gets to you. I can understand that. I've tried to talk to him, like Yokorama, buddy, man. It's not the end. Like you can make it out of this. You can maybe cut your teaching hours down and just become kind of like an art teacher who teaches one class. But he's such a Renaissance man. He's such an intellectual genius to where the point where he's teaching high school and elementary. He's running between both buildings because they're right across the street from one another. Yeah, and he's teaching a high school class in the morning, and he runs over to teach art at the elementary school. Then he runs back over to teach computer technologies before lunch. And then he has to take his lunch, and there's nothing to eat at the cafeteria because the lunch ladies don't feed him because he offended the one lunch lady's grandmother at a stoplight. So
Yo, the hell's messed up, though.
he can't eat there. Yeah, it's fucked up. And then he has to fucking go all the way to like McDonald's or Taco Bell or something. And it's like 30 minutes away because these schools are in like industrial like park, like by a field. Like they're nowhere near society. Like he's teaching like these little like mountain kids. And then
like they've never seen a paintbrush in their life.
Yeah,
they don't get it.
They have scales and shit. So
and then after school, he's teaching Koreans how to play League of Legends.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
He volunteers.
It's nuts.
He volunteers like his fucking himself for everything. I'm trying to tell him, Yokorama, dude, you're one man. You're my friend. I've known you for years. You're breaking yourself down slowly. Ever so slowly, you're breaking yourself down. Whenever he gets a haircut, that's not actually a haircut. His hair's falling out of his fucking head. It's a problem. It's a problem that I've talked to him about. I said, Yokorama, you should see a specialist for that. I heard Bosley does a good job with hair transplants. He said no, he wants to go all natural and sets a good precedence for the kids, the mountain kids who might have mutations. He sets a good precedent for them. So it's okay if your hair falls out. It's okay to have mutations. You could be like Dr. Moisey. It doesn't matter. So, I mean, I don't know what he's up to right now, but everyone listening, just keep Yokorama in your prayers because
And
he is,
tweet him right
yeah,
now, and just say we love you, Yoku, and
yeah.
you know, keep fighting for those mountain kids' education.
Hashtag mountain education.
Mountain education,
If you
please.
could
Yeah.
tweet him with hashtag mountain education, that would be great. And his Twitter is at Yokorama Talks, so do that. So yeah. Anyway, have you guys been playing any video games?
More Diablo.
More Diablo. I
That
figured that.
50% bonus
Yeah, I heard about that.
was this weekend.
I didn't participate in any of it because I'm a dumbass.
Man, you are. But yeah, I'm playing it hardcore exclusively now. So I just beat Diablo on hardcore. So that was my achievement of the weekend,
Very nice.
since we last recorded.
What difficulty?
Just hard. I'm just trying to get through it as fast as possible because you have to beat campaign in hardcore to get hardcore adventure mode. So I'm just trying to get through as fast as possible to get that. So I'm like halfway through Act 5 right now. So hopefully I unlock it either tonight or tomorrow or something soon or sometime soon. You know.
Very nice.
But I was at the celebration party that happened.
What
So that was
celebration?
cool. There's a celebration party at Blizzard.
What were they celebrating?
They shipped 3 million copies of Reaper of Souls.
They
They gave out free champagne to everyone who was there.
Yeah, they should.
And like a bottle of champagne for everyone who was there.
Oh, did it have like Decker Kane's face on it?
I wish. No, it was like a $40 bottle of champagne.
Hey, price of the game.
There you go. That's how they justified it.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm still too scared to play hardcore mode, but I'll get there. I'll get there eventually. I'll work up the nerve.
Yeah, you got this. It's not that hard, and you just level other characters. Like I have a bunch of like my main guys. She's at 30, and I have other guys that are like at level 20. Right? That's all you have to do is just have backup people, and just save all the legendaries once like you don't need them anymore, just in case.
Cool. Well, that's right. You can put stuff in your stash.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just when your character dies in hardcore, it's only the stuff that's on them that goes away. So
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. How about you?
What about you, Bill?
Oh, I was gonna go to Abby first.
All right.
Kubo, if you want to dictate the direction, you can get the fuck out.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's be real. That's the reason why Yokorama's not here. He dictated the last episode too much, and we had to axe him.
We have a counter, like however many times you could talk, and Yokorama was dipping way into the bank, like taking out money he didn't have, so to speak.
Yeah, because clearly Yokorama's the one who talks the most on our podcast.
He is.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't. His name doesn't start with a B.
Yeah.
And ended in Ubo.
Shut up.
And huh?
Anyways.
Who's answering this question? I'm really confused.
You can go. You can go. Yeah, Abby can go. You can go.
Okay. I've played on a little bit of Assassin's Creed 2.
Yay!
Going backwards through the Assassin's Creed games, apparently. I think I said before that Assassin's Creed 3 was my favorite.
You change your mind.
I was wrong. Assassin's Creed 2 is really good. I'm chewing a grape. Hold on.
Still need to get the games.
That's how I was with Skyrim and Oblivion. I found that out recently that I actually like Oblivion more than Skyrim, and like I had to do some soul searching to come to that decision. But I made that decision. But yeah, so I assume the feelings are kind of the same. Going retroactively through Assassin's Creed.
It's kind of weird, actually, because they changed a lot of the stuff from Assassin's Creed 2 going forward to Assassin's Creed 3 for some reason. For example, in Assassin's Creed 2, I can't get used to the fact that the run button and the sprint button are two separate buttons because it was just one button in Assassin's Creed 3. But that one button was also the climb button. So you'd often get like Connor just climbing all over stuff, and you're like, "No, what are you doing? Stop it, please." Whereas now that I'm used to playing Assassin's Creed 3, going on to Assassin's Creed 2, you need to press the A button to sort of climb up stuff. I can't do it. I keep forgetting. It's horrible.
Is there a way to like change the controls around? Like,
I
there
don't
won't like
think so.
remap the buttons, like go back to classic Assassin's Creed controls, or go. Well, I guess in Assassin's Creed 2 there wouldn't be any option to pick Assassin's Creed 3's controls.
No, I
Actually,
don't remember what the controls were like in Assassin's Creed 1, to be honest.
I just
I didn't
remember.
like Assassin's Creed 1 all that
Yeah, I just
much.
remember playing Assassin's Creed 1 and the only button I'd be pressing was the counter button, which I don't remember what button that was, but that was what I pressed a lot of.
I have finally figured out the combat mechanics in that game, finally. Only took me like 3 years.
Yeah.
The combat sucks in that game. Like, there's so much wrong with Assassin's Creed as a franchise, but I still really like it. So I did that. I'd said I didn't really want to talk about Assassin's Creed much, but it seems to be like the only thing I'm playing on lately.
That's okay. So some of us have an addiction, you know, like
Yeah,
Kubo has
like
his Blizzard
Diablo.
addiction.
Yeah. Yoku has his Taco Bell addiction. You know?
Yoko has his education addiction.
Yeah, you right.
But when like I play on these games, these Assassin's Creed games, I'm like, there's so much wrong with this. Like the models look really janky and like everything feels wrong when I'm playing it, but I still really like it and I don't know why. Maybe it's just cool to be an assassin sometimes.
Yeah. Well,
Can't figure it out.
that's a series that's people love that series though. Even still, people do like. Did you play the fourth one? Did you play the fourth one?
Me.
Yeah.
I have it, but it doesn't run on my computer very
Oh,
well.
that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
So I need to see if they've like got a patch for that yet, so I
So
can maybe play on it.
you have a whole new Assassin's Creed game that you haven't even gotten to play yet.
Yeah, and then there's Freedom Cry as well. Is that what
Yeah.
it's called? I
Yeah.
really want to play that.
So
That looks cool.
you have like so much stuff to dig your teeth into. That's exciting.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would have done it a lot sooner, like when I got back from America in November. I would have done it then, but the game runs at like 15 FPS and it's not exactly good for a free running stealthy sort of game, if you know what I mean.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just doesn't work. So I'd like to get to about 30 FPS at the very least, which is weird because Assassin's Creed 2 runs flawlessly on my computer and Assassin's Creed 3 mostly runs fine. Then the jump to Assassin's Creed 4 was just like, oh, my computer can't do this. Great, thanks. But Ubisoft have always been pretty bad with their PC ports, so I'm assuming it's something to
Yep.
do with that rather than my computer
Yep.
being terrible. Because my computer's only a couple years old, and it's pretty okay for what it is, for what it costs and stuff. But I do need to do some upgrades on it soon, and that's terrifying because it's always expensive. So
Yeah, I gotta get around to doing that too. I need a new GPU and I need well, I already got a new power supply. I mean, I couldn't get a new GPU until I got a new power supply. Because my power supply was kind of limiting my options. Because if I got a better GPU, like I would probably blow my computer up without a better wattage on my power supply. So I upgraded my power supply. So I got now. I mean, my graphics card is probably my biggest thing in need of upgrade.
Just
yeah,
buy a new computer at this point, dude.
Well, I mean, a one graphics card. I mean, ain't that bad.
the problem is with upgrading my computer, I'm not one of those people that like understands everything, like what the letters mean and what sort of video card I should be getting, and you know what's an SSD. I'm absolutely noob when it comes to this sort of stuff. I somehow managed to build this after people were telling me this is the sort of stuff you should get, and it cost me about £400. And it's done pretty well considering I built it and I don't know what I'm doing. But I'm terrified of having to upgrade this thing because I don't want to build another computer. I don't want to do it again. It's not fun. It was difficult and it's just not for me. I understand that people might really get something out of building their own computer, but
Yeah.
I'm crap. I'm so bad.
Yeah. I have my friends help me do mine, and even still, like I not so much that like I don't know like how to do it or anything like that, but like whenever it comes time for me to do something that requires care, like even
Like
right down,
everything.
yeah, like putting like a screen protector on my 3DS. It's an embarrassing number to admit, but I have repurchased the Hori 3DS screen protectors 6 times because it's $8 for the pack. 6 times because I fucked it up so many times with air bubbles or dust or hair, thinking that I have it. I'll sit there and I'll clean that goddamn screen off for a half hour to make sure it's spotless. And then when I put it on, somehow some kind of like hair gets under it. And then I try to like slowly move it up and remove the hair, and then I get a fingerprint on it somehow, or like a fucking dust. And like I'm the kind of guy like on my 3DS screen, like when you put the 3D on, it really amplifies. Well, that's our old term. It really highlights. If there's a speck of dust under there, you might not see it without the 3D on, but whatever the screen's doing when you turn on the 3D effect, it like makes that speck of dust glow, and like my eyes just go to it. Like, and it's really not even that bad. Like I'm so obsessive compulsive over a fucking speck of dust that like
I know what you mean, though.
I'll spend
Like,
another $8. Like,
do you remember? I don't know if you had them in America. They were like little TVs that sat on top of your GameCube.
yes.
Oh
I
yeah.
had one of those, and it had a dead pixel in the corner, and
Mm,
that bugged the crap out of me
yeah, I
so
had
much. I know exactly what you mean.
yeah, I remember back even then like and this like I don't know why I'm so obsessive compulsive over it because like if you entered my room like you would think like wow like like I'm not a neat freak or anything like that. Like I wish I was as obsessive compulsive over like keeping my room tidy as I am like with my speck of dust on my 3DS.
Yeah, I
Um
know, right?
because like and I don't know why I'm like this with my 3DS. I mean, maybe it's because I bought it off a guy on Craigslist. I don't have a warranty on it, and like I have no proper way of like returning this if something ever bad happened to it. So I wanted to kind of keep it pristine, like. But like after a certain amount of time, like you just forget wanting to keep it pristine. Like it's never gonna stay perfect forever. Like it's real here. But like, I remember when the regular DS first came out. Like I was so active on like the Nintendo forums, like just every day posting, like hyping up the DS. Like here, what the fucking grade was that? I was maybe like 11, 12 years old, just posting on those forums every damn day, talking about what game I'm gonna get. And there's like a thread. And I didn't know anything about technology back then. I was just some dumbass. And like I saw like there was a thread about like, oh, what are you gonna do if your DS gets a dead pixel? So I'm reading about all this stuff about dead pixels, and like I didn't have my DS yet. Like it came out in November. I was getting mine for Christmas. So like everyone's like, oh no, I got a dead pixel. Oh no, sad face, and a picture of their dead pixel, and I'm like, oh no, I hope I don't get one. And I opened up Christmas Day, and on the top screen, in the upper, not upper left, but like if you like look in the middle of the screen and move your eyes up a little bit, like there's a big red dead pixel there.
Mm.
And
Oh, the
I,
worst.
I look at it and I'm like, oh no. I went right to the forums. Oh no, I got a dead pixel, sad face. And everyone's like, oh no. And my name on the forums was Shiny Mario. Now that's the dumbest name on planet Earth, okay? That was also my RuneScape name. I don't know why I decided to make everything I had back then Shiny Mario. I was fucking retarded. But I was like, oh no, Shiny, it's gonna be okay. We got a support group or something. Ah. And and I even like, oh, it was so bad. Like, but like then like after a year of me playing it, like I didn't even notice it. Like I didn't even know it was there, like kind of deal. Um, but of course, I mean, 12-year-old Bill is not 22-year-old Bill. 22-year-old Bill is a fucking retard, and just the speck of dust is ruining my Fire Emblem immersion, as if I'm getting immersed in a handheld game on my couch, restarting it over and over again when my characters die. That's real immersive. So yeah, I don't know why I'm like that with shit, and
I know what you mean, though. When it comes to like the first month I had my computer, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take real good care of this thing. And now I just don't. It's on pretty much
yep,
all the time,
yep.
running all sorts of stuff. It blue screens a bunch, and I don't know. I don't know what
Yeah.
I've done to it, but I fucked something up real bad.
Yeah.
So.
When I first got this
There
one,
you
I'm like, I'm gonna shut it down every night before I go to bed, and like you said, like you start doing it, but now like I barely turn it off because like usually I'm like either downloading something or like
go.
overnight.
Right.
Like, oh, this is gonna take all night. Let's just leave it on. And
I
Well,
always go
to
to
make you
bed
feel
watching
better.
something, so I'm always like, oh, I'll just put an episode of The Walking Dead on and turn it off afterwards.
To
And I
make you
wake up
feel
in the
better,
morning.
Bill. To make you feel better, Bill, you're actually supposed to keep your computer on. Like, you're not supposed to turn it on and off because that's like the computer uses the most power then to like shut down and like start up or whatever. So apparently they're telling people to like keep your computers on. You know?
So if you just keep it
sweet.
in like a
Yeah.
like a low powered like sleep mode, like is that
Right. It's better than actually like turning it on and off because when you turn it on and off, that's when it's using the most power, I guess. I don't know.
I kind of heard something like that too, but I just didn't know if it was one of those things where like somebody said that and like people just thought it was true. But like I guess it makes sense. I mean, because when your computer's booting up, like it's like
Yeah.
all systems go.
Just take an air duster to it like once a month. You're good.
Yeah,
That's all you have to do, really.
I usually will take the side off and just kind of spray it down and wipe it down inside because it gets dusty in here and by my room and where I have it, like it just gets a little dusty. But it's a simple procedure, undusting it or dusting it, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know what I've done to this computer, but I think I need like this needs to be upgraded so it can run Assassin's Creed 4. And then I need to have another computer that's specifically for like editing videos and stuff because my rendering times are taking like 4 hours plus now. It's stupid.
How old's the computer?
Let me think. I built it in October 2012.
Okay.
So it's not that old in terms of computer, but I have treated it very poorly. I'm very sorry. I'm stroking it as I'm saying this. I was so proud when I built it, and now it's just like, oh, look at this monstrosity that I own. It's great.
It's gonna be okay.
We'll get through this.
Thanks, guys.
But yeah, I have been playing a lot of the Elder Scrolls Online. The
Right, I forgot that
came out, didn't it?
Yeah.
The final release of
Has
this
anything changed from beta?
You know, it's funny because like I was just thinking to myself like yesterday, like okay, when I talk about this game on the show, like and like you listen to like this episode 9, and somebody like let's say somebody's listening to the episodes right in a row, and like you have like the beginning of one of the episodes where it's like me talking about like Elder Scrolls Online right before the theme song, and I'm like, yeah, you should just play an MMO that doesn't suck. And then like kicks in like, wow, Bill really fucking hates Elder Scrolls Online, and even in like subsequent episodes, like, wow, Bill really fucking hates this game. And then they'll listen to this, and they'll be like, wow, Bill doesn't hate it. Like, was he just being like, like a guy who's hating it for fun or like what? But I've had a really good time with it. I wouldn't say it like too much has changed. Um,
Have you tried the archery again?
I've actually been primarily playing a Nightblade archer, and it still doesn't feel as good as it maybe should. But like right now, the way the Nightblade class works, and like I mean, even if my opinions on other things like changed or have stayed the same, I've always liked the skill system and the way you could build your character. Like for example, I have a Templar who is like the paladin of Elder Scrolls Online, and like I want to wear primarily heavy armor, but like I want the magicka regen bonuses of wearing light armor. So like the good thing about it being an Elder Scrolls game is I can mix and match the gear. Like I'm wearing 4 pieces of heavy and 3 pieces of light, so I can get my heavy passive bonuses and my magicka passive bonuses from light armor. But on my Nightblade, like I'm using the bow for range, and the way the Nightblade skills work, like it's not like World of Warcraft, like where like when like the rogue class can go stealth for as long as he wants until he pops into combat. Like the way it works is like the stealth only lasts 2.5 seconds, but you can spam it kind of like what's his name from the X-Men?
You're asking the wrong person.
You just lost me there.
Fucking blue guy.
Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler.
Okay.
Like
only know that because of the Sega Genesis game.
Like it's so fucking awesome. Like even if the archery is kind of weak still, like just using it to pop on some of the poison DOS and to pop out from range a little bit, and then like pop into stealth for 2.5 seconds, and then quickly slash him from behind, pop out of stealth quickly, poison him again, pop back into stealth. Like you're just popping in and out of stealth and popping up in other spots. Like it's kind of fun.
Cool, actually.
I mean, yeah, it's an interesting stealth mechanic. Cause like I was reading a tooltip last night. I was playing with my friend, and like I wanted to like go into PvP and I wanted to stealth. and I look at the stealth and I'm like, okay, it lasts 2.5 seconds. That's the lamest fucking stealth I've ever seen. Like, what's the point of it? Like, like why would I go in that? Like, it lasts 2 seconds. So I wasn't ever really building around it. But I figured I'd try it because I saw I had no cooldown, and I had abilities where, like, if you attack while in stealth, it stuns them for 4 seconds and all this stuff. And I wanted to see if going into stealth reset the mob's aggro, like if it just ran back into its like patrol path or whatever, like it just reset the mob. But it doesn't. They stand there bewildered for a second when you pop into stealth, and you can just pop into it in the middle of combat. So like positioning and stuff is so fucking rad with that like 2.5 second stealth, because like you can be fighting a guy and he comes up to you about to use like a special attack and you just vanish into fucking thin air, and then boom, you're behind him, stunning him and poisoning him. Oh man, it's so cool. And like I bashed that mechanic before I even fucking tried it, which was a big mistake. But overall, not a lot has changed. But I think the one thing I think that we did wrong when playing it debated together. I mean, you couldn't really help it, because the way we were playing. I mean, we had to get as much in one day as we could,
Yeah.
because we didn't have a lot of time to play together. Um, is kind of like I've been playing this, and instead of like staring at, and this is due in part mainly to their UI, like they don't have an XP bar on the main screen, so like you're really not staring at it as you play. Like you have to kind of go into your character screen and look at your level progress. Like I'm never really paying attention to what level I am. Like if I was playing Final Fantasy 14, like my main goal in that game, even though it has a main storyline, is I'm rushing to 50 in Final Fantasy. Like that's my goal. Like I'm getting there. Like that's all I want to do is go to endgame, because the quests in Final Fantasy 14 are shit MMO quests. Like they're, I mean, I'm not saying MMO quests are, I mean, necessarily shit, but like here, pick up fucking 4 flowers and go give it to this fucking.
It's nothing we haven't seen already in other MMOs. Pretty
Exactly,
much.
exactly. So like you're just going through the motions, rushing through those. But in Elder Scrolls, I mean, they took a lot of time to voice act everything, every quest. And so like I've been playing, and even when I play with my friend, like we kind of just like wait. He's ahead of me a little bit anyway, so like we're not really doing the same thing together. We just kind of Skype. And I've been going through the starter zone for the Aldmeri Dominion faction,
Mm.
and like listening to all the quests and doing them and going through all the stories, and it is some of the best questing I've done in an MMO, um, ever. And I mean, the game's not perfect like by any fucking means, like by any means necessary. Like
What's the
this,
level cap, by the way?
50.
And what are you at right now?
I am at 10.
Oh
Um,
wow.
the
Okay.
leveling is pretty slow. Like you don't get experience for
Right.
everything you do.
They want to mimic basically like an Elder Scrolls game. Then really, they want you to
Yeah,
explore, like take
like,
your time, like.
and that's why
Yeah, I like that kind of.
I've been enjoying it so much, because like sitting there and like going through the quest lines, like, and they're genuine, like people in Reddit threads like, oh, they're shitting on the lore or whatever. I mean, like you gotta look at it as, I mean, it's not made by Bethesda, okay. Like they made the game take place 1,000 years before any of the games, so they can kind of fiddle around and play with what they want. And I mean, like, it's technically just a spin-off game in the series if you want to get
Right.
technical. Um, uh, so like the people are like making fun of the writing of it, but dude, the voice. I mean, like you're gonna recognize a lot of the Elder Scrolls voice actors in this game. Like if you've played Oblivion and Skyrim, like you've heard these voices before. So you
Oh, really?
yeah. Stop right there, criminal scum. Like, yeah, you know these voices. Um, and like all the voice acting's really good. Like
Well,
not
that's what they've always been good at with Bethesda, um, big open world RPG games that like Bethesda Game Studios have done. So I think that's a good thing that they've put into
yeah.
that specifically.
Like it's cool to go through like the starter zone, and like you don't end up in chance upon like a quest hub with like here's 12 quests. You're gonna talk to all the NPCs. You're not gonna read any of the quest text, because you're just in a mad rush. You like all these quests kind of happen organically as you get them. Like you'll go to a main camp and you'll get a quest, and they'll someone will run up to you in town and they'll be like, hey, someone's plotting to kill the queen, and so you go to talk to this like guardsman guy, and he's like, yeah, I haven't heard anything. That guy might have been crazy or whatever. I don't know. So, but he's like, while you're at it, I mean, it might be worth checking out whatever. We heard about some kind of disturbances. So you go out and then, you find like injured people on the road who need your help. And you chance upon like these public dungeon things where you just go into them and, they're open dungeons for anyone to join. And there's a boss at the end. And it's really all organic. And like the stories are really good. Like the choices that you have to make in some of these quests, like they take advantage of like phasing, which they do in World of Warcraft as well. Um, like if you do, like I think in the Death Knight zone, yeah, in the Death Knight zone, I think after a certain point, like in the Death Knight starter zone, where like you do a certain quest, like your game changes, like your zone changes. You can still see other players, but like it's really hard to describe. Like you did something in your game that changed your world, but didn't change the other players before they did that quest, kind of deal.
All right.
And, like there's quests in like for example, one I did last night where you come across this plantation and the sister is there with her sick dad, um, and the Khajiits, and she's like, you got to find my brother. Our dad is sick. Somebody burned down our farm, and
I think I played that one in the beta actually.
yeah, and then like you go to find the brother, and the brother's like, "What are you talking about? I'm the one who burned down the farm. I'm trying to teach my sister a lesson or whatever. I wanted to get everybody out of here so we can get off this stupid land." Something I don't remember exactly. That makes it sound really bad, but there was a reason for it. And then he's like, my sister deals skooma and stuff like that, and she's not totally truthful. So I need to go find her stash so that whatever something doesn't happen. So you go and you find her skooma stash, and you come back to the plantation, and the guards are there, and like interrogating the brother and sister. And you show up, and they're like, oh, you got to help us. They're gonna arrest us, but we just buried our father. We can't handle this. And I picked the wrong choice by accident. I thought like I found the skooma on the beach. I thought if I gave this skooma and showed this skooma to the guard, that they were going to be like, "Oh, you found this on the beach. This must be somebody else's skooma and not theirs." But I gave her the skooma, and it turns out I ended up turning him in, and they both got arrested. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, "Oh fuck!" And my friends on Skype is like, "What happened? Did you send him to fucking jail?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did." Um, but it's the quests are really good. The quests and the skills are the strong point in this game. Like it feels like you're doing Elder Scrolls quests. Like not once in my time playing this game have I sat there and like accepted a bunch of quests and went like, oh, like I have too many quests. Because there are times in MMOs where I'm like, okay, I have this fucking. It's like you're backed up on paperwork or something, and you have to just fucking finish them and get them done by the end of the day, so you were at least productive in your MMO game time. But not once have I felt like that. Like I get a bunch of quests, and you can only track one at a time, like on your quest log. So like you're not like you don't have tons of quest markers all over your map. You could focus on one and go through the storyline, and every area and town and little thing has its own story arc you go through, and so it all flows really well. And then there's the PvP, which
I'm interested in hearing about this actually.
which I got to do. I hit level 10, and I went PvP with my friend, and the way it works is when you hit level 10, you can enter Cyrodiil, the whole battlefield there, and there's kind of like servers. The game's all on one giant server, so like the PvP needs to be segmented somehow. Otherwise, everybody would all be on one battlefield. So they have it. They have it separated into things called campaigns, and each campaign contributes to the overall faction's like victory, I believe, like points. And you can only be on a campaign lasts 90 days. Like it's kind of like a season thing for like I don't know, like a ladder. There's leaderboards like a ladder or like a I don't know, like a PvP season on WoW. Like
Okay.
it lasts a little bit,
Okay.
a few months. So like you pick a campaign, and when you pick a campaign, you're stuck on that one for the 90 days. Or you can earn a bunch of PvP points to switch to another campaign if you were sick of playing on a certain one. But you can also just guest on any other campaign you want. Like when you pick a campaign, all your points and victories go towards that campaign. But say it's a weird time of day and nobody's playing on that one, like a server's kind of empty or whatever, or you can pick another one to guest on and play on for that day, and just you can play it Like, you know, like you'll still get points for yourself to rank up, but it won't contribute towards your campaign's faction things. So it all works out. But so you enter a campaign, and you start off at like your main faction's like stronghold, and there you have this massive map where all three of the factions are battling over keeps, castles, and farms, and mines, and lumber mills, and you're just, you know, all out fucking shit show war, like a three-way battle. So like, you know, like you're attacking. Say you're the Ebonheart Pact. You're in the top right corner of Cyrodiil. The Aldmeri Dominion is in the southernmost part of Cyrodiil, and the Daggerfall Covenant is in the top left quadrant of Cyrodiil. Like the Daggerfall Covenant could be attacking your keeps if you're an Ebonheart Pact, and but most of your army is more focused on taking the Aldmeri Dominion's castles. So you have to try to fucking find a way to segment your army to both defend your keeps up there, but at the same time, Daggerfall Covenant could be taking down the Aldmeri Dominion down south, so they might be weaker in certain spots. So you can pick, okay, there's nobody at this place, let's get it. So the whole map system and the way that the armies are fighting, the three-way battle, is really cool. Like having to balance that's really fun. And then the way it works is when you enter your city's or your faction's main stronghold, there are 3 mission boards, and each mission board has a daily quest on it, and they all have to do with something different. Like there's a daily quest where just kill 20 players and you'll get like PvP points and experience and some gold and stuff. And then those are like the combat missions. And then there are the scouting missions. And these are more focused on like collecting like intel, and like the scouting missions are going to send you to a location like deep into enemy territory. Like I'm assuming like I don't know for sure, but like since it's a scouting mission, I assume the game knows when certain keeps are being attacked hard. Like I'm sure the game knows that because it shows it on the map. So I don't think those scouting missions are going to send you to locations that are being attacked by 70 players. So like my friends and I picked one, and it was so deep in enemy territory, like just behind like 4 other defenses and 4 other castles. So the main goal is to try to sneak your way into enemy territory to like get there, and I guess I don't know, I don't know because we didn't make it because we died. I don't know what happens when you get there. So there's scouting missions. There are missions that focus on taking down castles. There are like bounty things, I think. There's a whole bunch of different missions you can take on. But when it comes down to the actual combat, like it doesn't have to all be like 60 on 60. Let's fucking blow up a castle. Like the whole zone is huge, and like because of those quests and everything, like you're riding around through Cyrodiil, and like there's still stuff to do. Like there's like PvE stuff. Like there's anchors. Like throughout the game world, there's these like Daedric anchor thing that drops that randomly throughout like the actual game, not the PvP. That I like spawn enemies and you fight them and you get loot and stuff. These happen in Cyrodiil too. So as you're going along, like you know, you can encounter one of those, but then get ambushed by a bunch of guys. Like, and there's mining to do there, and so I was running through. We were running through Cyrodiil to go do that scouting mission. It was just my buddy and I. It was just us two, and you know, we didn't see anybody around. You know, okay, whatever. Yeah, this seems easy. Like all the fighting must be focused in one spot. So we're riding through on our horses, and in the distance we see 8 Daggerfall Covenant guys just standing there, and we were hoping they didn't see us. You know, because we were almost to where we needed to be for the scouting mission, and that 8 turned into about 20, and those 20 had all their eyes on us, and it was absolutely terrifying to see 20 people run at you from the woods, ready to destroy you. So I didn't really get to do too much in the PvP as far as the combat goes. I just mainly introduced myself. I did take place in kind of a siege of like a smaller keep. The battlefield is so big, so like you know when you die, it sucks to have to respawn in like a keep or one of your keeps far away. So like you do a lot of running, but you can set up these camps, like a little camp for your army, like out in the woods. Like it's cool because like here's an I was doing this at the time as my Templar and Ebonheart pack. So you go out in the woods, like I don't know, maybe like a mile or two away from like their main keep, and you have a fucking army base set up, like ready to attack, and they're getting supplies ready. And so we march up to this keep, and we start building trebuchets and like catapults. And we think we have the upper hand because we see nobody on the wall of this castle. And all of a sudden, you see these little yellow heads pop up over the wall, and they start firing fucking catapults at us from up top, just decimating our entire fucking crew. And it was ridiculous. Like, I didn't even know what was happening. Like, I turned it off not long after that because somebody destroyed our camp. And I respawned back at home base, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna run another hour. To fucking get back there. But the PvP is a lot of fun. Like anybody who, I mean, like a lot of people who are praising the game say a lot of good things about the PvP, and comparing it to Dark Ages of Camelot, which is one of the more coveted PvP MMOs. I mean, I was too young for that era of MMO, but apparently some of the designers who designed the PvP in that game, helped design this one. So PvP is really good. Overall, I mean, I um, I really like it. There's a lot of misinformation, especially on Reddit now. Like now that the game's out, you don't hear too much on it aside from like the typical like hate that it might get in certain spots. And I did it too. I mean, like like there are times in the beta where I genuinely was not having a good time. Like I just didn't. And then, I played that last beta test and it was a little bit better. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna bite the bullet and get it. Um, and sinking more hours into it and going through the quest lines and like I mean, in my opinion, I mean, thinking that the quest lines are genuinely good and the voice acting is good, and when you're doing it, it feels like Elder Scrolls. And I've been primarily playing in third person as well instead of first person, which I think is a lot better than the first person view. I think it helps with a lot of the combat problems, like with the way it looks. Um,
Ooh,
but
the game is cheaper on Amazon.
Elder Scrolls,
Yeah,
how much is it?
about £35.
How much is it usually?
$49.99.
Ooh, interesting.
Oh,
I mean,
that PvP thing sounded so interesting.
it's really fun. Like it's such a because I like it because I was worried that because like when you're in a Zerg of like 70 players, like it can really like hit some frame drops, and that goes for anybody. Like not even like doesn't matter what your rig is. Like that's a lot of shit being processed, um, at once. And I was worried like the PvP is just going to be that. Like it's just going to be giant masses of people just colliding in a fucking straight line. But there's a lot of stuff to do, like a lot of things to capture and to keep the battle going. Like like capturing a lumber mill outside of outside of a base. Like by capturing and like contesting a lumber mill in a mine, you're cutting off the supplies for that faction's keep. Or like, certain areas, like they won't be able to rebuild certain walls and stuff without those supplies. So like it's worth taking those before you start blowing up an enemy's wall. So it makes it interesting. Okay, let's send a little small group over here to take down that mine. Oh shit, they actually have more guys at that mine than we thought. Fuck.
That sounds really, really,
And,
really
and,
interesting.
and it's cool because when you hit 10, when you enter PvP, it automatically scales you to 50, so your stats are on par. I mean, obviously,
Right.
you're still going to have a disadvantage against a true 50 who has gear that's level 50. Like, obviously. But, I mean, like, you're not worthless, though. So, that's the good thing. I want to mention, when you hit 50, the cap's 50, but they kind of have like a Paragon system, like in Diablo, where you can kind of keep leveling up and progressing,
Oh, that's cool.
called veteran ranks. I mean, only because like there's so many abilities and so many like just things to build your character with. Like honestly, this is probably one of my favorite skill systems in any recent MMO that I've besides Guild Wars 2. Like just the sheer variety and just the fact that like you're gonna be able to get enough skill points to kind of do it all eventually. Because between leveling up, between doing main storyline quests and guild quests, you get skill points for some of those, and then like you find sky shards littered throughout those zones, and every three sky shards you find in a zone, you get a skill point. So like there's so many ways to get skill points and start fleshing out your character. And then through veteran ranks, you get skill points to that too, and you keep progressing your character. I mean, you're still level 50. It's just you have access to more things with a higher veteran rank. For example, the end game. content. Like they have veteran zones that are like just more Elder Scrolls story quests and more stuff like that, just littered throughout the fucking world in the veteran zones. And then when you hit like veteran 4 or 10, I don't remember, they're introducing their end game thing called Craglorn, which is their adventure zone, which has it's all the entire zone is for 4 people. Like the zone itself is for a group of 4. Um and it has like a ton of dungeons throughout it, like just like a normal Elder Scrolls zone, but tons of dungeons. Then you have 12-man raid things in those zones and a bunch of
Oh,
other
have you tried out the instances and
I,
stuff yet, or
I
not?
haven't I haven't gotten to that point yet. Like the first one they kind of recommended like level 12ish. So I haven't gotten there yet. There's a whole separate guild just for dungeons called the Undaunted. Um,
Right.
and you get a whole skill tree just for them, which is kind of cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I should also mention. I mean, I'm doing the Fighters Guild. I've been doing the Fighters Guild, and like it's just like doing a guild quest line on like Skyrim or Oblivion.
Oh no, don't say that.
It's pretty cool.
No, I'm so attached to the Thieves Guild. This isn't funny.
Uh, well, luckily for you, it's not in the game yet, the Thieves Guild. So
Oh, is it still not there?
yeah, they're
Okay,
waiting.
I can wait. I
to-
can
Yeah,
wait.
they're waiting to see the Dark Brotherhood and the Thieves Guild in its own like update. I mean, I guess because those are like the fan favorites, like those
Because they're
two.
the best ones.
Yeah. So like I assume they're like, okay, we can't just release that half-assed. We have to make sure those are good because then people will be really mad.
Yeah, I appreciate that. To be honest.
Or they're just genuinely not ready and they unprepared for them.
Oh, this
But
release date is too soon.
yeah, but yeah, overall, I mean, I have had a really good experience with it. Like over the last week, I've been playing since last Sunday. I had early access. Because I fucking bought the Imperial Edition like a goddamn idiot. But
How
um,
much
Why?
is that? Wait, is that like $200 or $100?
if you buy the box version, it's like $200.
Oh, okay.
But I got the
Wow.
digital for 68. Um, it's usually $80 digital. Um, but I got $12 off on Green Man Gaming. They sent me a voucher um, to get a discount. So I'm like, you know what? Like, I'd be paying $60 for the game regularly. So like for 8 more bucks, like I'll just get the Imperial Edition just to have it.
Well,
Uh,
now you can play as an Imperial
which I
and
probably
whatever
which
faction
I,
you want.
which I probably won't. Because it was for me. Like it's worth it for the horse. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay.
Those EDM horses run you a ton of gold. But it's okay because the horse kind of sucks anyway. It's not that fast and it runs out of stamina really quick. But yeah. So Elder Scrolls Online, it gets a recommendation from me. I mean, if as long as you like have reasonable expectations and know it's not going to be perfect. Um, it's got a bunch of neat ideas in it. Um,
You
it's
definitely
just
got me interested.
it's just a shame because like I go on Reddit and like uh, I think I might have pissed someone off about this last episode, like talking about the Reddit hive mind and everyone hating stuff on Reddit because we had like a dislike on the last episode like really fast, like when I uploaded it. And it had to be because of the Oculus Rift thing. I mean, like I don't know, like I'll just ask right now on podcast if was it because of the Oculus Rift thing, people? I don't know, but anyway, um, uh, like like I posted a favorable comment towards the game on Reddit. Like I wasn't like, oh, this game is perfect. Like I pointed out a bunch of flaws about it, and I got so many downvotes. Like my comment disappeared as if it was spam or
Wow.
something. And I'm sitting there, I'm like why? Like I was contributing to the discussion. I wasn't calling anybody out on their opinion, saying they're wrong. Somebody asked because somebody said, um, you know, oh, the game is fucking generic and bland. And somebody asked him, could you please elaborate? Because I'm interested in buying it, and your comment doesn't help me at all. And so I responded to that guy. I'm like, no. I mean, maybe this is why I got downvoted. I mean, it might be. I said, no, he probably can't help you because he's a fucking dumbass. That's probably why I got.
No,
Um,
no, probably not.
but
Probably something else you said.
and this guy responded because yeah, no, you're right. I'm glad you typed that up. And I'm like, yeah, but too bad no one's gonna see my fucking comment. I didn't have all these fucks in there, but I'm like, yeah, too bad no one's gonna see my comment because it just disintegrate. Anything positive you have to say about the game on the subreddit games gets fucking punched into the ground. And anybody who types out a big long post hating it not only gets upvoted to the top of the comment thread, but somebody also buys them Reddit gold. Like, what the fuck? Like, not only did they upvote him to the heavens, somebody paid money to give this guy gold because he hated a game they don't have to play.
Okay, explain to me what gold is and what does it do exactly.
I don't know. It gives you
I don't understand what.
gives you like access to like a certain subreddit, and it's just like it's for your EP. Like
Okay, that's all it
it
is.
gives you no like substantial benefits on Reddit at all. Like you don't get some like the CEO of Reddit doesn't come to your house and like suck your balls or anything. Like none of that shit happens. Like
Yeah, and I just didn't understand like people are giving out gold, and I'm like, what is the
yeah.
point of this?
It's
Like
kind
some
of like it's kind of just like a kind of like an esteem thing. Like okay, you were a really good contributor. Like a bunch of people thought you were worth like your comment was worth so much. Like here's gold, like to show that, and because it shows up on
yeah,
your account then too, like like you're not a scumbag kind of I guess deal, like like you can take this guy's words for
yeah,
but I mean yeah, it's really just like like that means more than having a high a karma score, like being awarded gold however many times is I guess more valuable than just having because you can get tons of karma just being a total cock on Reddit,
right.
which is I mean like I'll be the first to admit Elder Scrolls Online isn't perfect. Like everything I've said in past episodes of this show like still ring true in certain spots. It's just like the game doesn't suck though the more you play it. Like once you like every other MMO, like in most Elder Scrolls games, like here's the problem I think most people have, and I'm probably wrong. I mean, well then again, the people who don't like it will say I'm wrong. Um, like it's an MMO, so like in most MMOs, they're not fun when you're level 2. Like I have never found an MMO where I've been level 2 and I've gone, this is the best experience of my life. Because like in World of Warcraft level 2, you have fireball and a knife. Like you're not
Right.
gonna see anything in World of Warcraft that's fun at level 2. Like what you have to level. It's an MMO, so there's a level of progression. Like in a regular Elder Scrolls game, there's no balance that needs to exist. Like you're not playing with other players, so like you can go into a house, stab a lady in the fucking throat, and steal her enchanted staff, and then just go fuck up all Whiterun. Like, no balance seems to exist. Like, you can turn the difficulty down to easy and just face punch guards to death with no
Right.
problem. So that's gonna be fun right off the bat. Like Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, or maybe maybe less Morrowind. Because Morrowind's not very fun off the bat either, because you suck in the beginning. It's like total ass in the beginning. Um, uh, they're going to be really fun off the bat. So like that Elder Scrolls experience of I'm getting out of the prison, or you're getting off the boat, or you're coming out of the cave, or whatever you're doing at the start of an Elder Scrolls game, and getting into that world for the first time, and being able to go anywhere to any city that is unparalleled. Like you're never going to find that kind of fun in an MMO. Like it's just, I mean, you might, but there needs to exist a level of balance and progression. So here's the problem: is I think a lot of these people who haven't played the final game like for like a week, like more than 2 days, um, and like they don't they have a point with some of the things they're saying. It's just they're wrong in saying that the whole game's like that. Because in this game, you need give us like level 10 where you have a lot of skills. You have a lot of skills upgraded, like morphed into better abilities, and you have like a whole like just rotation and synergy between your talents. Like on my Nightblade, like dipping in and out of the shadows and poisoning and shooting from a distance, and like rooting one guy into the ground with my vines, and then popping in out of the shadows and stunning one guy. Like I'm not the most effective at damage, but it's so fun to watch all those moves come together, that combat becomes fun. Like it overcomes some of the shortcomings of how the physical hits feel, and like it feels fun like in its own way. And I mean honestly, I mean the combat in Elder Scrolls games has never. I mean Skyrim's wasn't bad. Like, Skyrim's was pretty good, but even in Oblivion, like the combat wasn't that great, and more when the combat was total ass. Um, Never really been a strong point. Like it's always been more about exploring the worlds and like talking to the NPCs and like just seeing the sights. That's been the Elder Scrolls strong point for me. Um, and I think this game does that really well, which is why I'm enjoying it so much and why I'm able to go over it. But you have to, I think, um, like progress your character a little more, like an MMO, because it is still an MMO first, to get a good feel. Um, but like I said that on Reddit, and I got yelled at for that. Uh,
Well, to be honest, I sort of know where you're coming from with this. To liken it to something else. I made a video that was my anime collection video. And I said in that video Spirited Away is one of my least favorite Ghibli films. All right, super controversial because it's everyone's favorite. I never said that I didn't dislike it, but that I did dislike it rather, and people took it to mean that I thought the film was shit, and I no longer had an opinion to these people because I was so wrong. And I got a bunch of like dislikes, a bunch of comments just saying I've got no taste, and it just happens with stuff in general. And it's unfortunate that the Elder Scrolls Online happens to be that game for now.
Yeah, it's one of those cases where, and like everyone on Reddit will all like, people disagree with this, like, and like to make themselves look more credible. Like there comes a point on Reddit every year, every month, every week where there's either a controversy or there's a developer or there's a game that either will like do something wrong or it may not be as good as they hope or just anything that they can possibly find, and it becomes like, and like they'll deny, oh, there's no fucking this subreddit doesn't just hate a game. Like, not get your fucking head out of your ass. Like, no, look, like I'm not a dumbass. Like, I can look at the trends when you go on Reddit, and you can tell when the people in the comments have no fucking idea what they're talking about, and the only reason they're saying what they're saying, the only reason Reddit exists. Like, I mean, like it exists as an internet form, but the only reason it has evolved into what it is in certain subreddits is so that people can get points. People are playing it like a game, like the stock market. What could you post about what's going to get you the most upvotes? Okay, all you gotta do is go to our gaming, the other subreddit that posts mainly memes and pictures, and click on the new tab around when a controversy starts, and you can see the same fucking stupid post 50 times in a row with a different headline by some other stupid asshole because it's the current topic of the week that everyone's talking about, and they want to make sure they're the first person to get it up there, or they think they're the first person to get it up there on Reddit so they can get all the upvotes, but they don't realize there's 60 other wieners posting the same goddamn meme over and over again, trying to get that karma point first, but they already lost. So when you go in the comments like Elder Scrolls Online, and especially now, but the game's out, like you have to look at some of these comments and realize that half these people in these comments. I mean, the guy who got upvoted to the heavens, I was talking about before, play the game. Like his post was so extensive, and he obviously doesn't like the game, whatever. He did say some nice things about it, but he obviously liked the game. That's fine. You know, he wasn't a dickhead about it. It's just the fact that he got so many upvotes and something about him gold, and somebody who wrote the same kind of post, but it was positive, got so many downvotes and got no gold is what irks me. Like, there's obviously favoritism in that hate comment opposed to the nice comment, but
Yeah,
then
but
there's
Reddit's biased towards stuff like that anyway. Like,
yeah,
if you go onto the Walking Dead subreddit and you accidentally don't know a thing that was in an AMA by someone, and you go, oh, what about this thing that happens in the comics? Is that going to happen in the TV show? And everyone will be like, no, you're such an idiot. They said that in an AMA.
yeah. Well,
Like,
sorry, I didn't read the AMA. Like
Yeah.
it sucks because like it's so obvious. Like half the people play the game. Like I'm really thankful for the fact that the guy I was talking about before, who I call a dumbass, his comment got downvoted a lot. Like he was in the negatives, and like all his posts said it had like Z, like he like put Z's in the word ass and stuff. Like this guy was like he had to be like 12 or something. Like he had to be just like look at me like I'm a fucking internet renegade, but you know he's just like every other dick. Um, he edited his comment and added another line to it. He goes, "Oh, look at this shit! All the Elder Scrolls fanboys coming out of the fucking woodwork. Look at this shit! Here we go! Fucking censor me! Like, dude, fuck off! You're not some goddamn martyr. You're like, here's why your post got downvoted, and I was. Here's why your post got fucking downvoted. It contributed nothing to the discussion. You have like 4 people responding to you, asking you to say, "Hey, can you please elaborate on your post? Because I want to know more about why you didn't like this certain thing." And he can't because he didn't play the fucking game.
Right.
And it's so obvious. You can tell when someone didn't play the game because I'll tell you right now, people who hate something they've played will gladly just fucking spew at the mouth about it in 8 paragraphs. They have no problem with it, especially on Reddit because it's going to get them gold. But some asshole who goes in the comments and writes one sentence about a game that everybody's hating has not played it. They're hoping that that one line comment gets them to the top of the comment thread with like 4,000 upvotes. And then when it doesn't, when their fucking gamble loses and all they get out of it is looking like a total dick, Well, then they get angry and they blame fanboys for it. When really, they're just a fucking retard. Like I can't stand it. Like, and I'm not.
Maybe you shouldn't go on Reddit.
I've come to this conclusion that I can't. I gotta stop. I gotta find another source for like news headlines for like games. Because I mean, most of the stuff that gets upvoted to the top of that subreddit is like current event gaming stuff that like I'd be interested in. Like, okay, Adam Sessler leaves Rev 3 Games. Okay, I mean, I follow him on Twitter, but I wouldn't have probably found that out if I didn't go on Reddit like that day and look at that top voted thing. Like, okay, wow, look at that. So when I go on there and the first topic on the page is, so how is the Elder Scrolls Online? And you go into a thread with 2,000 comments of so many just uneducated wieners. It's discouraging, but and it makes me mad because like that has such a large reader base, and a lot of people make their decisions based off of like reviews. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, 'cause I do it too. Like I go, like, what are people saying about this game? Like I might not fucking get it. Like you find a game on Steam and it has a whole bunch of thumbs down reviews at the bottom, you're probably not going to buy it, unless it's a red shirt. So like like that subreddit has such a large readership that like everyone's gonna see that and just write the game off in 5 seconds. This game just sucks now. But look, that guy got gold. That guy got Reddit gold, and he doesn't like the game, so I'm not gonna buy it. Um, but thankfully, like IGN's doing a review in progress, and theirs has been mostly positive. Destructoid's doing a review in progress, and theirs has been mostly positive. And all the buzz and talk on NeoGAF, one of arguably the largest gaming forum on the internet, is mostly positive. So I mean, like it's getting around. Like, but the game's not perfect. But like, if you wanted an Elder Scrolls game to play, I mean, to tie you over or whatever, like, it's got some really good things in there. It just ain't gonna be perfect. But yeah, I feel like I feel like I've talked way too long about this.
Nah.
we can move on if you want.
Yeah, I feel like an asshole. That's okay. 'Cause now that's the last time I'll talk about this game. I mean, like ever. Like I like the game. There's my review. I'm not gonna give it a score or anything. Like I can't give it a score on an MMO because I didn't get the end game yet. Like you can't really review an MMO like until you've seen everything it has to offer. Like some MMOs flourish in the late game and they're kind of boring in the early game. So like you can't really take someone's review of 1 to 20 in an MMO and think it's the game when at 70 you might be doing amazing shit. But anyway, Elder Scrolls Online. It's good if you're interested in it.
I'm gonna be interested to see what happens with it because I've not really heard anything about it since it released. To be honest,
That's probably a good idea. I have faith that it's gonna stay pay to play.
Oh really?
I think I don't think it'll go free to play anytime soon. I mean, there have been MMOs that have survived on a pay to play model with far fewer players than this, and this has been bustling so far. And I feel like the only people who bought this are like the people who actually want to play it.
Yeah.
Like at this
Well, just let me know
how
when the Thieves Guild
yeah
is in, and then I will be way more tempted to buy it.
It might be worth getting once they add some patches. Only because there's some things in it that need to be added, like a proper full screen mode. Like right now, the only thing in there is a borderless windowed mode that like
weird.
which is it's totally odd because like the like an actual full screen option is such a staple. Like it's such a basic fucking feature, but it's been in games like 1997. That's not in here yet. I don't know why. Like if you pick full screen, it's full screen, but it's a borderless window. Like you can tab out of the game in a second. Like your computer is still rendering your desktop behind it. Like opposed to playing in actual full screen where the only thing your computer is focusing on is the game. So like it sucks because like I get better performance in actual full screen because all of my computer's processing power is kicking towards the game, opposed to running my desktop right underneath it. So I'm hoping they add. And they said it should be in like the first patch or whatever, but that needs to be added. Just some quality of life things need to be added a little bit. So there's just some bugged quests here and there, but
have you done that one quest where we got stuck in the cave again yet?
Yeah, that one works. Waiting for the refugees now works.
So what happens? They just run out, and then that's it.
Yeah, you evacuate them, and then yeah, if we were at the last part there, and yeah, but yeah, it's I like it. That's all I can. That's my verdict.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely interested to see if that changes at all over the course of however long you're going to be playing it.
Yeah, especially with like an MMO. I mean, like they can add something to the game that just ruins the whole fucking game. Like,
How often are patches? Do they have a schedule yet or
so
no?
well, the first big content update that's adding the Adventure Zone comes out this month.
Oh wow, okay.
So that's gonna add like, I mean, there's already technically end game with the veteran rank zones. Like that's to get people ready for this.
Right.
Because you need to be however high to actually do this Adventure Zone they're adding, and like people aren't even close to that shit yet.
Right.
It takes a long fucking time to level. Um, but yeah, end of this month they said they'll have that one up, and then
Okay.
I mean, we'll see what
Yeah.
else they add with that too. Because I mean, with big content patches, I mean, you have the main feature and then usually a bunch of little stuff to go along with it. So, yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Cool.
cool.
Speaking of MMOs, did you guys see the alpha patch notes for Warlords of Draenor?
I did not see them.
Dude, this thing is like 10, 15 pages long. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like,
that's probably
they're
yeah, that's probably
changing everything, basically,
I have to
is
check.
how this is working.
I have to check it out. Is there like a too long don't read version? Like
Yeah, there is.
that
And
just
it's still like 2, 3 paragraphs, basically. But they've pruned a lot of stuff out. A lot of CC's gone, and like certain abilities are just like totally gone. And they're stat squishing everything, like from 1
oh
to
yeah.
100, not just 90 to 100. Right? So everything's being like revamped and retooled and stuff like that, which I
I
thought was interesting.
yeah, I like the idea of squishing the stats.
Right?
The numbers are fucking huge in WoW. Like
Yeah.
for like what like a million, like
Yeah. It
500.
was getting that way. Yeah, like a raid finder boss had like 600 million or something.
Yeah, that's fucking
It
crazy.
was crazy, man. They added Draenor perks, which from levels 91 to 91, 91 to 99, you'll get like temporary talents. So your talent tree will expand from 91 to 99, and then once you hit 100, you'll choose your level 100 talent, which I thought was interesting.
Huh. So leveling up, you get bonus abilities. Is that
Pretty much, yeah. And then they go away. They go away once, like once you hit 100, and
okay?
it's replaced by like your level 100 thing. Glyphs are auto learned now, which I thought was interesting. Hit and expertise are gone. Most gems are gone for like gemming and PvP. So it's just a bunch of stuff that's I don't know, kind of interesting or whatever. I don't know what class you play though, Bill.
Shaman.
Like what your main class? Oh, shaman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I don't know. I haven't really looked much into what's happening in that class. I just looked at hunter and warrior, but let's see. Uh, searing totems increased. Let's see. Chain heal now heals target for 15% less. They basically just pruned like a bunch of healing stuff. That's all they did.
Cool. I've never healed on a shaman yet. I like to try
Yeah,
Resto out in expansion, but I was
yeah,
mainly enhancement. Well, and elemental as well. I kind of dabbled them both, but
right. They
um,
changed a lot of stuff with hunter, like serpent sting's gone. Stampede's a talent. Rapid fire's gone. They removed like 6 or 7 things from each class just so that like you don't have to press as many buttons.
yeah.
Which will be interesting to see because it's gonna make a lot of people's rotations easier. But then a lot of the hardcore like 25-man raider people are gonna be kind of pissed off or whatever.
Oh, they're making them dumbing the game down, dumbing the
Yeah,
game. Yeah.
yeah, whatever you want to call it. But yeah,
I'm okay with it. Um, um, when is like like any estimated release date on the expansion?
nope. It's whatever they said during that thing you told me was like what, like 2014, like fall 2014 or something.
Yeah, I mean like the latest date was like December something.
Yeah.
Like it would definitely be out by that date.
Yeah.
Um,
Hopefully, I'll have an alpha key I have an alpha key pending right now. So hopefully, I'll be in within the next week or so,
you'll be
which is
able to
cool.
talk. Will there'll be an NDA? Will you be able to
No,
talk
there's
about
no
it?
NDA. I'll be streaming it.
Yo, Blizzard doesn't give a shit, man.
Yeah, they don't, dude. They
They've
don't.
they have an NDA on any of their betas or alphas, like at all.
No, I'm surprised they didn't have one for Heroes of the Storm either. That's just like stream it up, dude.
They're just confident as fuck. They don't care. They just,
Yeah.
here's our game. Fuck you.
I think they just
Oh.
understand that they want to hype, like they want to hype it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the only way to do that, like, is to show the game.
Yeah. Also, Hearthstone on iPad finally came out, or is coming out for America, right?
Is it on phones too?
It's just iPad right now.
I was gonna say, like, how would that even look on my phone?
But they are gonna do phone. They're gonna do iPhone next, and then they're doing Android tablet, Android phones.
Would it even like work on like a 4S?
I don't know. That's a good
4S aren't
question.
that old, are they?
Yeah, I
No.
feel like the screen would be really small for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
but the
would
screen's
be.
not
but-
that much bigger on a
That's
5.
true. That's true.
Yeah, it's half an inch
5
bigger or
Zero
something.
Yeah.
5S.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if Hearthstone comes to iPhone and it works on my phone, that's gonna be a fucking problem for me.
Yeah.
Because I like Hearthstone, but I think it's an excellent game to just pop on for like do a match quick, like while you're waiting
Yeah.
for. Oh man, that'll fucking kill me. No, I'm serious.
And I know, just waiting in line, pooping. You know what I mean?
Let's hope that it doesn't work on the 4S then.
Yeah.
Also, they're
yeah.
But
adding.
I
the
also
Twitch
hope that
game.
it doesn't. I hope that it doesn't work on the 4S, because then I've got no excuse.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, even now you don't have an excuse because it's free on PC as well.
I have an excuse. My computer's old and tired.
Well, luckily Hearthstone, you can probably run Hearthstone on like
A 10-year-old computer.
Windows 98.
Yeah.
No, you definitely can't. You can't.
It says right here, bro, Windows 7 and 8. In the written
Yeah.
specs.
I'm on Windows 97, so
Oh damn! All right.
no dice.
Well, yeah. Anything else we should talk about?
I wanted to talk about my convention a little bit.
Yeah, do it.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Because I mentioned the guests before, being Ellen McLean and her host. And the only thing that I really wanted to bring up was the charity auction at the end, because I thought you might find this interesting if you play Team Fortress 2 or whatever. Because I believe he voices the sniper.
Yep.
And she's the announcer.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. So it was the end of the convention. We went to the closing ceremony and they jammed the charity auction in there, and he was auctioning off 6 opportunities to be shot in the head by him with a Nerf gun.
Okay.
Yeah, so these things went for like £80-90 each.
Wow.
And what would happen is that, Ellen McLean would come up and she'd be like, "What's your name?" And then she'd ask if they had any final words in the announcer voice, I assume. And then do like a little piece about the brave soldier or whatever. And then he'd shoot them in the head. With
Awesome.
a Nerf gun. So that was the thing that happened at KitterCon.
I wouldn't hate that. I
thought you wanted me to give him the finger. So
Yeah.
Did that happen or no?
no.
Oh,
Damn.
darn.
But we did. The games room. I forgot to mention the games room. Oh,
There's still time.
I played on a lot. I
mention
played on actually a lot of games because we were in the games room and they had the House of the Dead 3 arcade machine with an actual like pump shotgun and stuff. So I played on that. I came third in a Street Fighter the movie the game tournament.
Huh.
And that game sucks.
Yeah,
So
sounds like it sucks.
So, yeah, seriously.
let's see if we can find a screenshot from
Any game that has the movie the game in its title probably ain't that good.
Right.
Street Fighter the movie the game, because you
Apparently,
have to
though,
see
the
what this
Lego
looks like.
movie was better. The Lego movie video game was better than the movie, though.
Was it?
Yeah, that's what people are saying.
I had
so.
good things about that movie.
It's a good movie. I liked it.
Oh, you saw? Oh, what did you go? Did you go with Lily?
Yeah. A while ago, like a week after it came out or something. It's good.
I should take like my sister to go see it.
I didn't think I personally would like it, but there's like a lot of stuff that just like goes over kids' heads, right?
Yeah.
And, like, people, like adult people or whatever, older
Yeah.
people are gonna like it.
That
It was good. I liked it.
That seems like it's been the case for like a lot of animated movies.
Pixar ones especially have always done stuff like that.
Yeah.
By the way, this is what Street Fighter the movie the game looks like.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. It looks really solid.
Here we go.
Wow.
Here we go. I forgot
This was an arcade machine?
I never changed my
Yeah.
default browser.
Well,
at
it was
Firefox.
it was my
Oh,
friends
oh my
who
God!
built this like
It was like
arcade table thing. So
it was like crappy Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, really.
it was like real life people as the
Yeah,
Yeah,
models.
it was like, do you remember that
It's so
shooting game? It
weird.
was like Area 51 or something. It was
yeah.
like a shooting game with real people. That's
Yep.
what it looks like.
Sewer Shark for the Sega CD.
It just looks like it would be like super sluggish, like playing it, like super slow and sluggish. But I don't know.
What else
It's
did we
awful.
play on? Played on Diddy Kong Racing, which is always a good game. I played some Mario 64. Played a bunch of Street Fighter 2. And I played Duck Hunt as well. I got to play on Duck Hunt for the first time in like 15 years. It was awesome.
Nice.
There was loads of stuff. There was loads of like retro games and stuff. There was DDR.
There were just
was
fans surrounding you all the time. You couldn't get anywhere.
yeah.
Security
It
escort
was too
everywhere.
much.
Everyone
couldn't
wanted to
play-
see Abby. Yeah.
I couldn't speedrun Mario 64 in peace. Like
Yeah.
at one point, there were a lot of people watching me do backwards long jumps up the stairs at the endless staircase in Mario 64, but I don't know what was going on there. I don't know if they were my friends or what, because I was too busy paying attention to the game. So, yeah, it was a fun games room. It was a good games room, mainly because they had one of the big Pac-Man machines there as well. Oh, it was so good. Yeah, I played a lot of games. I just forgot that I went to a convention because I was like, oh, there's something that I need to talk about here. And I completely forgot what it was. And then I remembered, like, halfway through your conversation.
Okay, I want to go to a con one day.
You never been?
No.
Hey,
Would
come
be the
over to
greatest experience of your
England.
life or worst?
Come to England. We have the best conventions.
I'll
Because I've
come
been
up.
to conventions in 3 countries. England has the best ones.
There you go. That's what England has.
4 countries. I've been to England, Australia, France, and America for conventions now. And I still think England has the best conventions. By far, so...
The only one like super close to me is Otakon in Baltimore. Just about 2 hours off. I can go to that. I mean, I've wanted to go to that every summer. Like, just let's go, and nobody really wants to go. So,
I'll go with you.
there you go. Let's go. Let's go to Otakon.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
if I'm ever in Baltimore, Bill, I'll hit you up.
Sounds good.
We should go to a PAX one day. That should be a Permadeath podcast outing. Who's going to
And
PAX?
just have a live recording of Permadeath podcast at PAX.
Yeah, and then I can
3
fall asleep
people
in
in the room.
person.
There you go.
Yeah,
Really good.
cons
Anyway.
are great. Cons are great. There we go.
Nice.
You didn't sound very proud of me for coming in third in a Street Fighter tournament. I got a little medal and everything.
Nah, you suck.
Mm,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
mm,
I'm kidding.
the worst podcast ever.
So let's see here. You know what I really wish was still. I want to go to like a PAX or something because they have. I don't know if they do it anymore, but like that Joust game that you play with PlayStation Move controllers. Do you ever see that?
No, but
No.
sure.
Where like some crazy indie guy like made a game that you don't play it on a screen or anything. Like it all works with like a PlayStation Move controller and the
Oh, this is
motion
like
sensors.
IRL. It's like IRL joust then.
Yeah, like you have to like 2 people are like stand in a circle together, and you have to try to like push each other out of the circle, but without like tilting your controller or whatever. I don't know. It just looks really fucking fun. Like I think I missed out on that because no one does it anymore at conventions. So like I missed out on a piece of gaming culture because I live in bumfuck fucking Pennsylvania that is close to nothing.
To be fair, gaming conventions over here are crap. Like, anime conventions pretty good, but English and gaming conventions rather just suck really bad.
I guess that's what we excel at. I guess like I hear PAX is really good.
Never been to a PAX, always wanted to.
There's like 3 different PAX.
Yeah.
There's
PAX
PAX Prime, PAX East, and PAX Australia, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Dev PAX, which is just for developers.
What's the difference between Prime and East?
They're just in different locations.
One's in Seattle, one's in Boston, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like PAX Prime is like the main PAX, but like PAX East is also fucking huge. So like at this point, I don't think there's any differences really anymore. I think it's just a matter of which developers are attending which one kind of deal.
Right.
Like,
You know, if like Bethesda Game Studios were going to one, I'd be like, okay, time for me to take out a loan because
yay,
I'm gonna go to PAX.
go visit Todd Howard.
Yep. I'd meet him and I'd be like, I really like your games and start crying.
And then he'd be like, I heard about Permadeath podcast. You guys talk too much crap on it. I hate you. Yeah.
Oh god, that'd like destroy me. I'd just like not get on the plane home and try to
Yeah, yeah. He's like, he gets real creepy. He's like, "Fuck you, fuck you! You want to fucking rip my Fallout 4 idea? Fuck you, fuck you!" He's like doing that thing where like his hand kind of like and his like fingers pointing up in the air. I can't really do it like to a voice, but like it's a really powerful fuck you, and like his hand is like going in. I can't do it. I can't do it over voice. It makes no sense. I just sound like an idiot. But he's going, "Fuck you! You want to fucking wake up in cryogenics? It's the fucking best idea I ever had, and you shit on it in front of everybody. Fuck you!"
Hey, to be fair though, if someone came with me and filmed that, go viral.
It would be the best video game related video ever put on the internet.
It would be the
I'd be
permanent
crying
intro
though. I'd
for
be so upset
Permadeath.
about this.
Yeah, because he'd be in tears and he just wouldn't stop. Like he would just keep going, "Fuck you!
Like the
Fuck!"
thing that he'd abandon his post at whatever he was at just to follow me around doing that.
Yeah, hey, fuck you! Like you try to demo a game and he slapped the controller in there, like, yeah, fuck you!
Knocked
Okay.
the controller out my hand.
And it's funny because he's such a soft-spoken guy. Hey, I'm Todd Howard. Let's play some games. But like in this instance, like it would be like, you know, he's just going total Hulk. I would like that. That would be great. Sorry.
Okay, so let's slag off Todd Howard a bunch.
Fuck you, Todd Howard. You wonderful
No.
man. You.
He's too good. I can't do it. Oh, I'm like crying with laughter here.
Should we do some questions?
Yeah, sure.
Do we even get
Are they
any
about
questions?
Todd Howard?
We got a bunch of questions.
Okay. All right.
We get one from Daniel Hong, who always asks questions. Thank you, Daniel Hong. Thank you for favoriting my Game of Thrones tweet. He asks, "Who is your favorite video game protagonist?"
I'm not even gonna bother answering this question.
Yeah, I already know who it is. For me, shitballs. Shitballs, man.
Should I go into
this.
mine while you think about it?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I have a canvas print, a poster, a calendar, a statue, and a duvet set of Connor from Assassin's Creed 3, so I think he might be my answer.
Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah, that's solid.
I can't believe I got those bed sheets. I'm so happy with them. So dumb.
Let's see. For me, I think it's gonna be John Marston from Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, really?
It's an interesting choice. I was trying to figure out. I mean, yeah. I'm gonna go with him. I'm gonna go with John Marston. I'm trying to think of what else. I mean, like what games I spent most of my time on, and like a lot of my games, you end up with a silent guy. Like like open world games, RPGs. They don't say a fucking word,
Right.
and they're kind of just your character. So like I can't.
Yeah,
really
it's really hard to say, oh, the character that I play in Skyrim or
Yeah.
Saints Row 3, because it's just you, basically.
I like John Marston a lot. I liked playing as John Marston. I mean, I also like Nathan Drake. I like Joel. I like Ellie. I like Ruin Mint from Threads of Fate, which no one's fucking played, no fucking world besides me. Oh no, I'm changing my mind. It's Ike Kush from Shadow of Destiny.
Oh, really?
Do you guys remember that game I talked about?
I remember.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's my guy
Yep.
right there. I'm Ike. Ike Kush. His voice acting's so fucking bad. I love it so much. The guy's, he's my favorite, dude.
So you're picking him over John Marston?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
I think mine has to be Ethan Mars from Heavy Rain.
Sean!
Yeah.
Sean!
John! That's the only reason why.
I
really like that game, and I just really like that character, like him himself. You know what I mean?
I like that game too. I like the game a lot. It gets a lot of shit from people, certain people, but Like, I had such a good experience with that game. Like, I just don't fucking care. Like, my first playthrough was so intense with that game.
Yeah, same with me. It just was
Like,
one of those games like I don't know. Every decision I made, like I like slightly regretted it. I was just like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean?
like
I was very
this.
hesitant to keep going
Oh,
forward.
man, like that was a good game. I liked that choice. Cool. So that's
All right,
that question. That was easy.
I wonder what Yokohama's is.
Fucking Taco Bell.
someone from Yu Yu Hakusho. Just one character. I don't know which one. Doesn't matter.
From the Yu Yu Hakusho fighting game.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
this one comes from Lou, otherwise known as sitting by the window anime reviews.
Can't tell if you're trying to come up with something witty there or
I
just
was,
not.
I was,
Okay.
I was trying to come up with something for the W, but I fucking couldn't. So I just gave up. Okay, he asks, if you could stop one franchise from ever making games again, which would it be?
Damn, son. I don't know.
That's a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say
Oh,
Kingdom Hearts just to troll, like,
Yes,
just to troll the fan base, though.
dude.
Like,
No, you know what? No,
I don't have anything against the games. Like, I was never into them. I never liked playing them. Like, it was whatever. But I didn't have like a hate for them. But it was the fan base that always creeped me out about those games.
here's
Turned me off so bad for those games that I haven't played another one since the
I
first.
agree with you. I picked that too. First of all, first of all, stop so I could fucking catch up because the canon of that storyline spans like 18 different platforms. Like, I gotta
Right.
play it on the GBA, I gotta play it on the DS, I gotta play it on the 3DS, I gotta play it on the PS2. This so I can be like, okay, I'm up to speed with Sora and his fucking never-ending conquest with Donald Duck. I'm a hate on Kingdom Hearts. Like you said, I mean, like
Right.
they're
Yeah.
well-made games. Like, those games don't suck. Um, but like, stop it. Like, stop making stop making weird fucking spin-offs, okay? Because Kingdom Hearts 3 is still that's the main entry. But
It
like,
hasn't come out yet, right?
oh yeah, not yet. But to play it, like, you have to like it's not like Final Fantasy where you can just skip 8 Final Fantasies and just play the new one.
Right.
Like, you have to. This is Sora's saga is a never-ending story. And like, there's so much shit in the canon. Like, I'm sure I could just read it. Like, okay, let me just read it on Wiki. But like, that's always lame to me. Like, I gotta fucking see it. Like, that's just like hearing it from some guy in the street. Hey, did you hear what happened to Sora? And some homeless guy comes up and he's like, hey, fucking Alice and fucking Maguma. I don't know, like all this shit. Like, I just made a bunch of shit up. But I mean, yeah, that and the fan base likes to wear parachute pants.
Yeah.
With
There you go.
things on them.
But yeah, just to see like the fan base like freak out. Like I know a couple people that would just like probably kill themselves. Let's be real here. If it got canceled or ended or something like that. So it would be funny to see what would happen.
That's an interesting choice too, because usually you would pick a series like you wouldn't want to see games made like a shit one, like just fucking end it already. But like,
Well, like
no,
there's no series for me that I'm like I hate this series. It's like maybe the closest would be like Call of Duty, but then I will admit if I don't buy every single Call of Duty, I haven't bought a Call of Duty since Black Ops 1. If I'm
You
planning
make
to buy
that
the
sound
next
like it
one.
was forever ago. It
Yeah,
doesn't feel
really.
like
It was like
was.
2 years. It was like 2 years ago.
I remember when I bought the first Black Ops.
And even before that, I bought like two or three or something like that. So for me, like that series is still like okay because there's like, you know, I'm jumping like, you know, years or whatever, and
Yeah.
it seems like new and fresh.
And like that, I
So
don't even pay attention to what's going on with that anymore. Like, it doesn't even bother me. Like, so that game has like such a big following, and like so many different types of people enjoy that game. Like, just like fucking just like 40-year-old men who don't really play games. They just want to play Call of Duty because it's really popular and easy to get.
yeah,
Like, like, I wouldn't want to take that away from them. Like my dad likes Call of Duty. Like, and like I'll play like zombies with him and stuff. So I mean, like, for me, like, I wouldn't end Call of Duty. I mean, like, maybe I would end the people making Call of Duty and get some new people making it.
just end
Um,
Activision.
but but I wouldn't end Call of Duty, like,
Yeah, yeah.
so. But like, I mean, I can't think of any fucking series I fucking hate either. Like, out of the top of my head, like, I just ended already. Like, I don't really. It's weird. I want to think of one, but I can. How
Let's
about you?
go with Half-Life.
There you go. Yeah, just so everyone
There
can
you
shut
go.
the fuck up.
Yeah, I don't really have an answer for this because I look at games and I'm like, well, if I didn't enjoy that game, I just won't play the sequel.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's bound to be somebody who likes it, so I mean, it might be rude to like say like end that series. I mean, all those people are sad, but I mean, at the same time, and we did just say. I
Kingdom
mean,
Hearts. Who cares? I don't care.
I was gonna say technically, you did just say that
I
you.
just basically gave the middle finger to all Kingdom Hearts fans. Let's just be real, which is probably I want to say 30% of the people who listen to this prior into Kingdom Hearts.
I've never played it, but
When you walk away, you
Oh,
say,
that song.
please don't go simple and clean like.
Uh,
Yeah.
damn it,
yeah, I
Bill.
don't have a proper answer for this question though.
Okay. Um, this one comes from Neo Ace. He asks, this will be the last one for now. We'll save some of these other ones. That's Yuya Kurama to when I answer some of these. We had a bunch of them, and I kind of got to run anyway, a little bit.
Boo.
If you could, Neo Ace, this comes from Neo Ace, otherwise known as Taufik. I just wanted to take a shot at reading that first part of his name.
You can say it with a straight face like the whole way through. Come on, man.
I just wanted to take a shot at that. Sorry.
Dang, son.
It says, he says,
You got this, Bill.
oh my god. If you could make a game, the question's not funny, I just must ask. If you could make a game, what would it be about? What would be your main mechanic? And most importantly, what would it be called?
Why did you make this the last question? We're gonna be on this for like another
well,
50 minutes.
maybe keep it like real simple. Don't go in depth. Maybe. Which I have to remind myself. Because
What would it be about? What would be your main mechanic, and what would it be called?
Yeah.
Can I just say Assassin's
Dang.
Creed 3.5 with Connor?
There we go. Is that your answer?
I'd like to think that I could make a really good RPG, but I don't think I could.
So you just make a really bad one.
Yeah, no one would buy it. I'd play it and be like, I made this.
Would it be called like it'd be Adventures? That's the dumbest joke I ever made in my whole life.
It'd have one of those like Adventure Time names, like don't know.
I don't know. I would probably want to make something a mix of like Bioshock's like first person action adventure, but then have a bunch of like choices that impact like Heavy Rain with like a lot of branching storylines, you know? But I don't know what it would be called.
Yeah, Kubo Adventure.
Personally. Kubo Adventure, there you go. Or I'd make a game about Bill, like just his life, his daily life, you
There
know,
you go.
with GTU. It would start in like 2007 when he first gets on YouTube. So it'd kind of be like Game Dev Tycoon, but with Bill. So he starts off with his computer and he's just making YouTube videos, and then basically it just jumps like 8 years and he's still in his room making videos, but just permanent podcasts, you know?
Making videos.
And the side quest would just be GTU, cool Kibes, going to school and going to bars and eating chicken wings. And, yeah.
You're basically just making the game, but all my Snapchats is basically what
yeah,
it's
pretty
what
much.
you're doing.
Pretty much.
My game, you know, like all those like the tycoon games, like Game Dev Tycoon, or
Right.
like any kind of like business simulator where you got to build up a business and get a bunch of employees and make it successful and like spread it across the world and like those kinds of games. I would make one. Okay, now I don't know if a game like this exists. Either way, I would make this game anyway. And in fact, the more I think about this, the more I really wish I was an indie developer and I would make this game. It is Cult Leader Tycoon, where you are the leader of a cult, and you start your cult. Okay, do you worship Satan? Do you make up your own religion? How are you going to convince people to join your cult? Are you like a bunch of robe wearers? Are you like a Charlie Manson type cult? There's always different options to customize your cult, and then you have to spread your influence across the city. And the success of your cult would be based off of how many murders did you have in week 1, or how many people did you convert in week 1, or
I can tell you why that isn't a game already.
yeah, but like it's so weird that it isn't, because like you have games like Papers, Please, and like all these shit like it would
yeah, but cult simulator, whatever.
it would be it would be tastefully done, like in like a tongue-in-cheek kind of way.
Okay.
And like, yeah, it wouldn't be like dead serious, like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, like, but like they already have that Plague Inc. game where like you create a disease and kill everyone in the world.
I already feel like a mom is listening to this podcast right now and is typing an email to her mom's group
I feel
about
like,
how bad our
yeah.
podcast is because we're trying to make like a cult game. You know what I mean?
But I think it would be so funny. Like, make it funny. You know what I mean? Like give it like a funny, like cartoony style to it, and like just like, okay, now your cult has influence over the entire state of like Kentucky or whatever, and like it shows you how many cities, how many cult members you have, and you know how many like little like mini leaders you have leading certain divisions, and just, oh my god, I was thinking about it. I love games like that where you have to manage numbers and like, you know, like a tycoon type game, like Game Dev Tycoon, or you know, like Smooth Operators where you're running a call center, like shit like that. Like, I love it. And
now, what would the pace of this game be? Like Plague Inc., where you can play like a bunch of games in like short sessions, or would it be like long term, kind of like a roller coaster, like Game Dev or whatever?
You can set it up kind of like, even Game Dev has if you go to the options, you can set a slider and like speed up time. Like you can make your game really fast. Like in Game Dev, when you go in the options, and you can have it progress through like the whatever time span Game Dev Tycoon, I forget the number. It takes you to like the first like ever game console to the newer ones in that game. So like you can speed up the time frame to where it happens really quick. So you can just have a mega quick session and see what you can do in such a short amount of time. So I would probably have it set to where like you can like play a game that lasts 10 years, like in game time, or like, you know, like a quick session or whatever. But yeah, Cult Leader Tycoon. That's a fucking game. Yeah, so that is
Can we come back to that question next week, maybe? Because I want to think about that a little bit more.
Sure.
Cool.
Absolutely. I think that's a fun question to just talk about, because I mean, like, none of us can make games. So like, you know,
speak for yourself. I can't make games.
the most fun we can have. Could you actually make games?
No.
Oh, I don't know, because you know like some indie developers. So I don't know if they shared some kind of secrets with you or something. Or
well, to be fair, I have been to panels about making games before, and I'm like, yeah, I can totally make games. It's not that easy.
Yeah, so you know more than I do. I mean, the only thing I'd be able to do is be like a guy who like is there for like concepts and like directing and stuff. I don't know, like something non-programming.
Yeah, I actually looked at jobs at Bethesda just to see if there were jobs that were like writer. I was like, oh, you have to know 2 programming languages for this. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I need you to know some stuff just in case. Oh, Joe's off sick. We gotta get one of the writers to program Quest.
No.
I don't know.
I bet that's where all the Bethesda bugs come from. Getting the writers to attempt to program their games.
That's good. It's definitely a fun topic to talk about, because, like, you know, like I play Game Dev Tycoon and I come with all these crazy game ideas and like genres, but like you don't actually like all you're doing Game Dev Tycoon is coming up with the name and the genre and all of that. Like you're never ever coming up with any of the actual concepts within the game. Like it's all up to your imagination, which is one of the reasons I like the game so much. But
I feel like mine would be a post-apocalyptic something because I'm so into that genre. And like in Game Dev Tycoon, it's always post-apocalyptic RPG. 10 out of 10, I did it.
Yep, I had a franchise in that game. Called shit. What the fuck did I call it? It was like
Mine was called After Effect.
Nice.
There you go. Which apparently is a different word for Fallout. So I was like, yes.
Mine was called like I don't know, like Broken Rust. I don't know, some stupid name. But I made it. It was a big hit. I made it in 2001 or whatever for like the PC. And then when like they released Xbox 360 and all that stuff, and I released a multi-platform sequel, that was a huge fucking hit. And then I decided I unlocked the ability. I became so successful. I unlocked the ability to make MMOs. And it turns out in that game, it is very hard to maintain a successful MMO. Like I think at that point, like you have to just focus on making patches and expansion packs for the game. Or like your player numbers, like every day, like your player numbers dip and rise, and like your player numbers drop so fucking fast if you're not like if you're spending your time making other games, like your MMO is like it's costing you so much money. So I made an MMO based around that series. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be huge. Got great reviews, And then like it lost so many players after the first like few months. Okay, I gotta make the expansion pack. Made expansion pack. Got great reviews, and barely anybody bought it. And I'm sitting there like, this makes no fucking sense. So I had to shut the game down. I had to close the servers because it was too much money for my team to keep up. And then like you get a bunch of like emails like or a bunch of messages that pop up like, oh, I'm so sad. What the heck? Whatever. I was loving my character, and I was like, fuck, I can't afford it. So I made a third game in that series, and it got terrible reviews. Like an actual entry, like not the MMO, and then I quit the game.
There you go.
My cash cow. I don't know what happened at my development studio there, but they fucked up the third game bad or something. I don't know. I love Game Dev Tycoon. I'm not gonna lie.
I just launched it because I haven't played it in forever.
It's so fun. Like there's a bunch of mods for it that adds a bunch of consoles and events and stuff. It expands the game further. But anyway, yeah, we'll definitely talk about this question next time, and we'll get Yokorama into it as well.
If we can.
If we can.
And those mountain
try.
children, though, you know,
Yeah,
I mean,
those
they
mountain
really need his attention. So
But yeah, so that was Permadeath episode 9, everybody. Thank you so much for listening.
don't forget to rate our podcast. Bad, good.
Yes, we are on
average
iTunes.
on iTunes.
We're on iTunes and on Stitcher now, which is one of the other big podcast networks. All the links are down below. I'm not usually someone who begs for ratings, but like if you can, just go on iTunes and like give us a rating, like only because it helps us with visibility. And that's the only time I'll ever fucking ask for anybody to do something like that. But just do it. Because right now the only one on there is from fucking Kubo. That just says swag YOLO like 420. Like,
Yep.
It's 5 stars though, so it works out.
Yeah, so it works great. But you know, we'll read your reviews. You know, it's the best way to give us feedback, to be honest. So
especially if you're not listening on YouTube.
right.
But yeah, and also I mean, check us out on Stitcher too. If you've ever seen Stitcher before, it's basically YouTube for podcasts, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. It's the hipster version too. Like I don't know, people prefer Stitcher over using iTunes for whatever reason. You know, I don't know. So
yeah,
just another option you have to listen to us. So be happy, be grateful.
Yeah, and Stitcher is primarily a streaming service.
Right.
You can download the Stitcher app and stream it instead of downloading it. I think you can download it too, but I think Stitcher's primarily stream.
It's primarily streaming, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
the game reviews for my newly released game are in.
What'd you get? This is the ready. This is gonna close it out.
9, one of the best Star games.
All
10,
games.
their focus on world design served this game very well from Informed Gamer.
All games is gonna give you the lowest score because they all.
Yeah, all games.
9,
are a bunch
outstanding
of cocks.
game by Game Hero.
Ready?
10, must have all games.
What? You beat the game. You won.
All games gave
Come
you
at
10.
me. Come at me.
Thank you everybody for listening to the Permadeath podcast.